All right, good morning. We are back in it. I gotta turn this down a bit. It's the in-game audio. It's about 7:50 my time, and we're back in it. I had worked on this cave. I think off video, not on the video. Actually, I'll restart the game, or that'll just restart the cave. But I'm gonna restart the whole. Just do a fresh reload. I'll go full screen. Um, just kind of show where I left off. So I know yesterday I worked a lot on the town. Um, Pretty happy with how this is progressing. Of course, it needs work, as everything always will in this, at least until much longer. We got the shop working for the most part. We can buy items. We can talk to people. They have some furniture. Little town here kind of set up. So after I did that, excuse me, I made a cave tile set, and I put the entrance to that over here. There are a few ways to get to it. Spoiler alert. So I have the cave down here. It's not like immediately noticeable. I mean, if you're looking for something, yeah, you'll see it. But my thought was that you'll definitely see this town or whatever this is going to be, and they will lead you to this just in case you miss it. So we have these transitions working. Of course, there was no effect there, but it is functional. Um, so this is just like a mock-up of what the cave will be like. I made some different environmental objects that, like these, I don't know, these tall grasses or whatever you want to make of them. I'm reusing some rocks, and the low grasses are from the world map. The little chest, it's not functional yet. And yeah, our menu works. I can use these even though it's not going to do anything. Also, why do I have so many healing herbs? That doesn't seem right. um, I'm going to have to look at that because I don't remember giving the player that many. Let's take a quick look. As a reminder, this is not like a full-on tutorial. Sure, I will be explaining some things as I go along, but um, I'm not showing every aspect of what I'm doing here. There are going to be gaps in the project. So if you're someone that needs to see every step of the way, and that you're trying to follow along to recreate it, that this is probably not, designed for you. But I think you can still learn from it regardless of what you're trying to get from it. And honestly, like, those step-by-step tutorials, that's just not that helpful, at least after you get started. Sure, go ahead and do a few basic tutorials to get started, but the sooner you get to just writing your own code, and I mean, it's going to be an absolute mess. Your code's going to suck, but with each successive game, and small game, I mean, in each prototype, you get a little bit better at organizing it and so on. So I want to see why is that happening? Why are we getting all of those healing herbs when I only put 2 items in this inventory? So I'm guessing I broke something in my items, or it could be, did I do like a reload? So let's try from a fresh run of the game with F5, and let's try and debug that before we move any further. All right, so interesting. Here we were just seeing 5 healing herbs. Oh, because this is the player inventory down here. Oh, right, we went to the shop. That's why we bought those items. Okay, so everything's working fine. Well, that's good. We definitely know the items are going there. I can demonstrate that again, but if I go buy a baseball cap, we Go here, and it's right there. Nice. For the bound to Earth, that's just a little goofy reference to Earthbound. I'm gonna have references all over this thing. It's one of the really fun things about making a role-playing game is there's so much dialogue. There's so many different pieces of equipment that you can have a lot of fun with it. So, what the heck do I want to do? I could work on the cave. I kind of want to do things, something that's more mechanical focused. We could get like interactable objects, like these chests, which I think I updated the sprite for the chest. That's an old version. But yeah, just keeping it really simple. I'm all about trying to finish the project. And so after dozens of prototypes, and I've been doing this since like in earnest late 2019 and pretty steadily. And I've yet to really finish, a substantial game outside of something that's just really contained and small. I love these retro style role playing games, but they're giant games. And so with this one, I'm really trying to keep the scope in check. But I've talked about before, I think, how if you start to add more detail to an area of the game, like say I went to that town and maybe I added lighting, maybe I added more fidelity to the walls or all the objects, and then like to match the rest of the game, right? Every area that I make would have to have that a similar level of fidelity. And so these features that you add, it's really kind of like exponential work that you're adding. So yeah, keep that in mind. Of course, it's different if you're on a team or if you have a lot of experience, but for me, I'm just trying to find that right balance between um, the features and the level of polish, as well as just finishing the thing. All right, that I don't like. I need to fix that collision because I don't want to have. I'll show you it on the map. Oh, we're on the cave there. This right here is no good because let's grab our mountains first. Because I can't see what I'm bumping into, so I'm colliding. I'm not able to move there. So like right here too, that's no good. So I'm gonna fill that in, and then I'll just maybe put some grass here instead. Right, you always want to be able to see what you're bumping into. Like here, this is no good. And there are going to be things like this I'll be constantly fixing in the game as I move forward. But as I spot them, I want to kind of nip them in the bud. I might just take a quick look. I think I remember working around these already. But yeah, I mean, you find a style that you're content with and that you can actually maintain to finish a game. That's what I'm doing. I'm just like keeping the art really simple. We have really basic auto tiles, and yeah, that helps. So let's maybe take a look at the notes, get my bearings straight. Yeah, these are low priorities down here. They're just ideas. Here's the real meat of what I need to do. Item pickups, chests, more town objects, art. What aspect do I want to work on? Maybe equipment. That could be a good one. Equipment, equipping, drawing, stats, field menu, shop menu. We probably want party creation. Not a super high priority right now. Of course, we need save load at some point. Put like title screen, naming screen. Repurpose. I think, I don't know. Make a little note. Pickups just. I want to take a quick look at their Godot data. I haven't used it. I know there's like a data layer or something. I need to check that out because that's kind of. I want to see if that's a viable option. Of course, this isn't super helpful here. Maybe it's in the tile set. Assign custom Atlas tiles. So that would be like, if I understand it correctly, it's probably over here somewhere. Yeah, custom data layer. So it's just like you paint that onto the tile. That's not. See, I could do that, but like if I wanted to paint like an interactable, data layer, so that I'm kind of tagging each thing as interactable or some kind of object like the chest, right, which needs collision. I might as well do that while I'm here. I think I already have it. So let's make all these collidable. I think these are going to be collidable too. Excuse me. Oh, that rock too, that big one. So we can make it so that when we collide with that, we can get that data and it'll be like, hey, this is a chest, right? Let's open it. Alternatively, actually, before I get to the alternative, another way I could use that is I could put the data layer on, this is all theoretical, on these transition areas. And then when I collide with that, I would add collision back. Right? We can get that data layer, we can see it's a transition, and then we would need to know where to go. And so I would have to have effectively a dictionary with the keys as these cells. So if we click on, we're on main, if I go to the tile map, it'll show me down here. I'll move the camera so you can read it better. That's at cell 3230 or 32.6. So if I had a dictionary with transition areas, I could put at key 32 and 6 what room I wanted to go to and what cell. Alternatively, I'll show you what I'm doing. I have a transition area, and then I just throw that wherever I need it. Really, I should probably. I should probably just save that as a scene so that we always have that collision shape and it'll clean everything up. Excuse me. No, we might need to modify that. I'm not super worried about it for now. So the nice thing about these is that right in the editor, I can change the target cell, and we already know what cell it's activated at, right? Now, if you look in the town, I have a different variant of that. This one we use the, if I click on it, on leaving. So that's saying when we exit this area, it's going to trigger. And then the target cell is just where we're going. And then we're always using the name to access the file of where we go on that. And that I showed, I believe, in the previous video, if not, the one before it. That's just under transition area. Okay, if you need a refresher there. See how we just pull in that name. I think I'll probably stick with the areas. It's already working, and I think that's better than keeping a list, a dictionary with all that data. This is a lot more intuitive. It's a little bit heavier, but not really in a meaningful way. So anyway, data layers. Now for chess, I think we're going to do a very similar thing to how we do it with these guys. Like, unless I can click on a tile on the tile map and add that data per cell, but I just don't think that's possible. So we're going to use a similar thing, which might actually even lead us to, let me think. That's a transition area. Leaving body, exit, connect. Yeah, I think it's going to be very similar, but I think it's going to be easier just to make a separate entity for this. So what do I want to make it? I think the chest can be a rigid, where I can just add collision to it and then use the area. And we could do a collision through the tile map. How do I want to handle it? So you bump into that. I think it does need to be through the node there. So back to our tile set. I'm gonna clear, or clear, and then on the chest, these guys. The only problem is then, if I don't have an item in one, it's not going to have collision. So I think I do kind of need collision on these. So maybe we'll try that data layer. Call it a container. Whoa. Wait. Maybe oh. Whoa, wait. Okay. Hold on, this could be cool. Let's see. Let's try it out. So we have that, and so if I, oh, but how do we put the data? So you can paint, okay. Okay, I think I kind of see what's going on. So we can put objects, and then we can load in um, that. Let me just try something. Like if we do battle, this is kind of hard to. Would it have to be built in? Here we go. So let's see what happens here. Maybe that's not what I want. Or we could add like dictionary. We do like bowl. It's like this container. On. There we go. I'll fix that. So see how it's checking the ones there. So now anytime I collide with a container, or when I collide with the tile map, I can check if that cell is a container. That's the idea. I also need to redo my physics layer. I know we already did that. But, excuse me. For these, I am going to need that list of items. But I think I'm going to do it in a way that I think makes sense. So let's not even make it in here. Let's make it in the town first. So we have a chest, right? I'm going to add... it's going to be a node 2D. It's just going to be like a folder. Actually, I'm going to make two of these. We're going to do one for transition areas. We can hide that. And then we have like containers, I guess, for now. Let's say items. So it's going to be an area 2D. Well, I take that back. For what we're doing, it can just be a simple node 2D. We're going to call this like item spawner. Okay. I think that's a good name for it. I'm thinking real quick. Is that what I want to stick with? Item container. Sure. So we'll rename that here. Now all this needs to be is a node 2D. We're going to give it some extra functionality here. And so it's going to have an item. And all we're doing right here is we want to send in data. We're going to have a list of items. like item containers. It's going to be a dictionary. Actually, we're not going to put anything in it at runtime, or at least in that. We're going to data.item containers dot to this, and it's going to be actually we're going to do room. Maybe we just do this. Container. And it's going to be self. Get owner dot name. Item and no cell and item, and the cell is going to be no, we'll just send out global position. I have to look at that again. Oh, I think it's just that. I think probably man. Then we're going to make it. I think you can type dictionaries now. But we'll do that for now. And that might actually be in the next update. So if it doesn't already have a dictionary, we make it. And then we're going to add to that at this key, which is going to be, let's make cell first. I guess we need to make it up here. I think I can do that. And so they do that. And then they can leave. We can also check if item. I'll only do that if the item is valid. So that item container, drag down. I think it'll work. It might need an offset. We'll see if it goes to the right cell. We can print it out. So 42.8 is what we want. So we can print that in data. Let's see if it's coming out right. Let's just run town and see if we're getting that. Oh, we're not getting that at all. Am I doing this part wrong? Let's see. We're snapped. Yeah, let's see. Items container. Oh, we never set an item. This is also wrong. This needs to be. I get this. It's going to need to be the item key. How do we set this up in here? Yeah, underscore. Camel case, baby. All right, so the default will be that. So send through the item key. I think actually up here, like if items, oh, we can do like our item. This will be the item. All right, so now we want to see that cell print out. All right, so the cell is not, yeah, I'm not using the right, it's not the function I want. I think we need to like do, what's wrong here? Didn't I update that? I think it's, let me just make sure it's snapped. Or no, we snap it first. That should get us close at least. 42.8. Let's take a look. Was that what we have? So we go back to main. Beautiful. How great is that? All right, so we're getting the right cell. What we need to do now is we want to check item containers when we collide with it. So that's going to be an actor player. They interact with elif target is TileMap player. Excuse me. So we would want to get, this is new to me, but if target dot, let's say just call it later. Target, just so we get autocomplete. And then we want to do if layer dot get data, cell tile data at the global position. Let's look at this. Let's get the cell first. Cell vector 2 equals I had trouble with this before. I think we can just use local to map. And we'll try that. So we want to get cell tile data at the cell. Look at that. Okay. Turns null if it does not exist. Tile data is an object. If data, let's look at that example again. Get custom data. It's kind of not ideal. It's a string, but whatever. And print success. So we're gonna run up to that chest. Really, I should plop one down closer to the entrance, just for debugging. Let's get a TileMap. What am I doing? I want this. Throw one right in front of me. And we want to give it one of these. It's not working. Let's see if we're getting to here. All right, great, we are. That's very good. So we want to check that cell. It's just one off. 1020. It's printing out 920. So what I'm gonna do is this, like, so we're always centered in that. No, it's still not working. We do. They have this. They call it now size. Weird. Tile size. I don't know why that wasn't showing up. I could have sworn. It's telling me tile map layer. Oh, because it's in the tile set. So we'll run it again. Still not right. And if we know that's the issue, I could just do plus vector 2 1 1. Oh, okay. All right, so we're getting the right cell. We're not getting the data though. So let's go and take a look at our tile set here. Is container. See, those are checked, so why are we not getting that? It's possible I'm just not using the right function. Get custom data. I don't even know if I need that. I could just see if that cell exists in item containers. I'd like to get this working. Might be useful later. All right, so it's showing data. Now look, if I collide up here, we're also getting tile data. Maybe I'm just not using the right thing. Let's look up. Get source. Get tile data. Get tile data. Oh, is that all I had to do? Still not getting it. Oh. Layer name. That's the layer name, right? Yeah. So what we're gonna do is check. Do this. So we're going to make this. Just copy this. Oh, that can stay. Really, I can just return that. Now, up in here, if we see the item name come out, and I'll clear this so it's a bit easier to see. We know it's working. It's not working. We want to see how far we're getting. So you see the items are stored. 1020. Let's print the so I'll see if that matches up. 1021. So wait, what? Oh, it looks like it doesn't need that bump on the y-axis for some reason. Healing herb, we have access to it. So pretty much from there, I mean, it's straightforward. For one, we can change the tile sprite to be opened. But for now, let's just do like we can add that item. And so I'll save it. We'll run the town again. I'll show you the inventory. It's going to have an odd number. Now we're going to have another one. All right, I can keep bumping into it because we're not removing it. So see how I just got a bunch of them. That's nice. We have it going. We can clean up the printing and data. I might leave that just in case we need it later. I might even clean this up. Let's do like a proper I think that works, that offset. Just see if that runs. So we add the item. We probably want a text box for that. We also need to clear that data. You know what? This doesn't need to be in data because it's only per the room. What we do need in data is whether or not we open them. I'm gonna take a 1 minute break just to stretch my legs. I'll be right back. Hang on, I was just trying to make that look better. Okay, let's see. Sometimes you have to get some fresh air. Okay. So as I was saying, we let's look at player real quick. So the room could store that, then the player would need access to it. So I'd rather have it in data, but we need a temporary dictionary for room items. Might have to sketch this out on paper off video. Because we need to save whether or not we opened it. And that's going to ultimately get saved to the game data, like for save and load. Oh, how do I want to do this? Just could send it up to town. Player could request the item at that cell. Yeah, maybe we switch that up a bit. So for now, we're just going to copy and paste. I'm going to put this a bit higher. Oh, no, that's all right. Add item container. Or let's just do it then. I guess this should be called item containers. Nah, that's annoying. Take that out. And pull this. This is going to be item key not declared. It's going to be room name is just going to be name now. See, it really makes sense to have it in here anyway. And that looks pretty much updated. We could declare cell up here. Something like that. Really might as well do it down here. Cell equals item container. Then we can free that container as well. And so the other thing is we need data. Anytime we pick up an item, we want data to hold that. So really, I'm just going to get rid of this. We might use some form of that later, but for now, item containers. Take a look at this again. His name. Oh, well, since it's only in our room, what we can do yeah. So now this is local data to the room. once. I feel like the room might be doing too much. I don't think it should be handling this. If I could have a helper. We're gonna switch this up. And then we'll figure it out. I might not even do that. I might just keep them. Like I need that. Makes that a bit easier. I think we do need these. We use the cell to get it. And then you like get item at cell. It's gonna be pretty similar to this. But if containers that has cell. There's this. I just return item. Easy. Don't need that. Check my phone real quick. Let's make sure it's always null. And we need to make sure that is set in in data. Modify something here. That's all right. So we need the room name. I think we just return containers room name cell has cell. If there's anything there, and that means it's opened. Back in the back in here, when we do that, we want to make sure that No, we'll let player handle it. Let's change this. No. Yeah, I think that's fine. So just be this. Yeah, we don't want to do that there. And really, let's just call that. And this will be cell equals null. Here we need the item. Okay. I don't know if we need that. Yeah, we want to check if there's an item, and then we have to do an inventory size check. That's why I split that up. But so now the actor player, we can say the item from container itself. That's different now. It's going to be oh, they don't have a way of communicating to that. I just use a global. We can pass it along that way. Dot, how do I pass this in a way that makes sense? Try rocking that. So. janky. I really don't like. Can I just go back to the data method? Oh my gosh. This is just too roundabout. I can't go forward. We gotta go back to this method. All right, so data, what I'm gonna do, wait, I think we can keep that. We're gonna modify that. That's where we left off. Put that back. And this is gonna change to and then return item. I think that's okay. So all that should be fine. It's just we have to update this now. Really, I don't think I need to do any of this. It's just we have to go back to calling it from the item containers. And maybe we just pull that. And so I'm going to take this script off. We're going to delete that script as well. Get to item container. Bring this back. Let me see what code that was I just grabbed. Get item at cell. We already have the equivalent of that. Take item at cell. I think that's fine. Get item at cell. That's just we're gonna need the room name. Well, we can call that, yeah. Pass that through. This, we want to do if item, so we don't need this anymore. So let's get rid of that in globals, because that's janky anyway. Back to data. Get item from container. We need to clear that. And so we know the item's valid, so we know that position's valid that we just checked. So we're going to clear that. And we return item. And so now an active player, if all goes well, we should be able to just call this. And we want to print the item.name, and that'll confirm if it's working. Just testing, checking our other collision time. All right, beautiful. So it takes it one time now. We can confirm it's in the inventory. Beautiful. So down the road, actually, let me show you something before I move on. So if we go back and take that, all right. Okay, of course now it's, oh, I got rid of the printing, but we can see it's in there. All right, so if I don't close out the game, if I leave and I come back, I'm going to try and get that item again. Oh, it did work. Okay, so we have to fix that. We're not checking. Glad I tested that. When we do this, we need to see if that's already set to null. If it is, then we need to not do it. So down here, item containers room cell equals item. There is set. I'm just curious if dictionaries have that. No, it doesn't look like they do. So we're going to go back. Let's reload that. Let's try that again. If item, I'm going to print the item name. I call it add cell. And we want to go up to player. We just want to get the item at the cell first. We need to check if item, if we wanted to we have that. Just do that. Yeah, for now, we'll just leave that separate. Let's run it again. All right, so we didn't get the item that time. Let's see what's going on there. Oh. Okay, so now it's not getting loaded at all. Add item container. Let's see what's happening up here. So we should see that text when we go in here. All right, something's wrong here. Get cell equals null. Oh, because that's always going to be null if there's nothing in there. I think I can modify get. We can put like -1 to be the default. Or you know what? Let's do this. Yeah, we don't want to have a -1 there. Here's what we'll do. What? Why does that not work? Can I just not use that or something? It's... Are you serious? Oh, maybe because it's built in. That makes sense. Just call it invalid. Picking up invalid. Why can't I just use no? Oh no. No, no, no. Not crazy about that. But it'll do for now. I don't feel like really messing with it much more right now. Picking up invalid. Oh, it's so janky. So janky. Not a fan. Yeah, see, because then we get through there, it's just no good. This is so. I don't like this at all. Let's get rid of this. This whole invalid thing sucks. Maybe I make a temporary data class. Let's test that out. That's what we want. I don't understand. Did it not even like what was the point of that? Item containers has if data. Item containers, room name. So if it already exists, then it would be empty in there. Damn it, this doesn't work either, does it? No. False. If it's false, we will, that means it's open. Otherwise, we're going to add that. We don't need the room name down here. Data. This container itself opened. Change that. Sort this. So we're not getting the item, we're getting just return. Yeah, sure, that makes sense. Why not? Get item at cell. Let's find this. We're not doing that anymore. It's going to be get item at cell. We don't need all of this anymore. Item containers at cell. Clean this up. Take item itself. So we have to do that. We also want to mark it in data. Okay. Let's see what happens. Okay. It's data. It's going to be data temp now. Also going to be data temp. Data temp, take item itself. Just to confirm, we have 5 healing herbs. Our debug is telling us we picked it up. We see it in the inventory. We can't pick it up again. I want to leave and come back. Confirming we have 6. Not picking up another one. That means everything's working as intended. The last step, for right now at least, would be updating that sprite. But I think I'm going to postpone that. I have to get ready. I did not realize how much time I spent on this. So, animation of open slash close, loading of open slash close, save loading of yeah. But other than that, it's pretty much there. We can play a sound like a chess sound, etc. But yeah, hopefully that was helpful. Let me know if you have any questions or feedback. As always, good luck making your game, whatever you're working on. And just a reminder, it's not a tutorial, but I'm happy to help you in any way I can within reason. And yeah, I'll talk to you next time. Thanks for watching, and see ya.